The usual Dodger haters line up for their weekly injection of copium. The LA Times wanted Anthony Davis to get all in his feels, and the Raiders are cleared of tampering in their pursuit of Matthew Stafford because, duh. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. It's February 28th, 2025. I'll be heading to the airport in a minute. By the time you see this clip, I'm going to be on a plane home, and I totally can't wait. Do you like being in the know about LA sports? Well, if you do, click the like button. Click the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. Lakers 111, Minnesota 102. LeBron James scored 33 points. Meanwhile, today, the Clippers are at the Lakers at 7 o'clock. UCLA is at 20th ranked Purdue at 5, and the Kings are over at Dallas, also at 5. And let's get to the news. Anybody remember when Manny Machado was a Dodger? Anyone? Dude always kind of looked out of place in a Dodgers uniform. He was literally looked like a kid wearing his father's suit, flopping his arms around. Literally, the dude was a grown man looking like one of those wavy tube men in a used car lot. It never fit. And ever since he left LA to go to Slime Diego, he's been a Dodgers troll. Doesn't matter that he swore he would be wearing rings before the Dodgers ever would. Doesn't matter that LA won 2 rings after he left. Gotta keep trolling. Can't stop, won't stop. So scribes always love to track the dude down in spring training because if the topic is his former team, instant clickbait. Quote, "We're excited to take them down. There's nothing better than having a championship team in your division that you can knock off," unquote. And to be honest, for him, that's pretty tame. He has said far more insulting things about the Dodgers. He even allegedly threw a baseball at Dave Roberts last year during the playoffs, if you recall. But let's not get into our feels too deep about this one. Let's just get to the bottom line. Manny Machado and his thought process, this is why Slime Diego hasn't won anything and will never win anything. There's nothing better than having a championship team in your division that you can knock off. I'm sitting there like, yeah, there is. There's nothing better than actually being a championship team. But you would not know that, Manuel. He's not the only hater. Nestor Cortez, last seen getting whiplash, cranking his head to right field after having given up a grand slam home run to Freddie Freeman in Game 1 of the World Series, claims the Yankees were actually the better team. And I suppose I could be offended. But again, this is why I'm actually more bullish on the Dodgers repeating, which, by the way, is going to be profoundly difficult. Even with all the upgrades to the roster, it is no sure thing. But it is going to be much easier to bet on the Dodgers repeating than it is for the Yankees to even return to the World Series. Because the Yankees simply haven't been able to turn the page. You don't always get what you want in life. You have to work through it. But the manager, he can't stop it or talking about which team has more class. Like that matters. Cortez claiming that his team is better. You guys had your chance to prove who was better. Your pitch to Freeman was what stomped out your team's chance, any chance that they had of winning the series. You don't come back from giving up a walk-off grand slam in Game 1. Look, I love LA. I wish LA would always win. But you know what always wins? Reality. Reality. Always. You embrace your reality. Even when you lose, you ask yourself afterwards, how do I get better? But they're not. The New York Yankees are still in the first 5 stages of grief. They haven't even reached anger or bargaining yet. So, since they can't turn the page and get to 2025. As for people on the actual roster now, James Outman, he said when he went into professional baseball, he hit like a caveman, like his name was Grog. Take bats, try to make fire, run from Tyrannosaurus Rex, like a caveman. And it worked up until he spent legit time in the major leagues. So then, when he couldn't counter-adjust to opposing pitchers, he got passed up by Andy Pajes. Outman recognized he needed to change. He spent the entire offseason with specialists in Atlanta. How's he doing so far? Grog is hitting 2 for 10 with 6 strikeouts. Not everything is peaches and cream, guys. There's been a story circulating about how the Dodgers owe $1 billion in deferred money to 8 players, to which I say, who cares? Do you know how many Dodgers jerseys are selling in Japan right now? I'm in Oregon, I see guys running around in Dodger gear. So trust me, the Dodgers have the money. They can afford it. And by the way, salary caps have a tendency to go up. So there's no panic button to push. Finally, with the Dodgers, Bobby Miller is still in concussion protocol, but he will allegedly throw a bullpen sesh today. Let's take a moment and congratulate the NBA scribes. They finally remembered that there was somebody else involved in the Luka Doncic trade. So nice golf clap for the NBA reporters. It only took them about 3 weeks and they were like, oh bleep, Anthony Davis. So they go up to AD and they ask him about his feels. Because you see, when it comes to modern journalism, it's not about facts, it's all feels. Nothing but feels all day long. And Davis tells the LA Times that he was so taken aback by how covert the ops were going into the trade, he called LeBron James first to find out if it was true. Not Rob Pelinka, not anyone who has Jeannie Buss's ear, not Magic, not even Jay Moore. No. Call LeBron. Like LeBron runs everything. I guess he does. So, only problem was LeBron James had no idea either. It got to the point where Anthony Davis was literally having a metaphysical crisis. Quote, I don't even know what's true or what's not, unquote. Look, you can spend your entire life being emo, but 2 things can be a cold, hard truth. The first truth, I like Anthony Davis. Always have. The second truth, only Anthony Davis would get his tribute video from the Lakers while he was on the bench in street clothes. There's a reason that dude was traded. There's a reason. I'm always in this awkward place when people ask me about the Raiders. They used to be an LA team. Tens of thousands of Raider fans in LA are still there, obviously. And I also know Charger fans watch this show. It's in your DNA, if you are a Chargers fan, to hate all things Raider. Totally get it. But I want to be fair, and I'm about to defend the silver and black. The Las Vegas Review-Journal reports that the NFL has already cleared the Raiders of wrongdoing in their pursuit of Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. No tampering by minority owner Tom Brady, the article said. And I'm reading this story thinking to myself, who the hell accused the Raiders of tampering in the first place? The Rams were the ones who let Stafford's people talk with other teams. You'd have to have one really smoothed out brain to call that tampering. I mean, I had to go through a ton of articles trying to determine who might be our little mental patient in this drama. And I think I know who it is. Mike Florio, who you see every so often on NBC gossiping like a junior high school girl, made this super tortured leap to try to think that Tom Brady might be tampering. Here's his logic. 1, Tom Brady is a known cheater because of Deflategate. Therefore, 2, Tom Brady must be cheating now with Matthew Stafford. which again completely ignores the fact that if the Rams thought the Raiders were tampering beforehand, they wouldn't give Stafford permission to seek a trade. Simple as that. And by the way, the Rams still want a first-round draft pick. The Raiders are at number 6. Vegas doesn't want to give up number 6. Stop it. I recognize the following is premature, but I was curious about where UCLA and USC basketball players stood in the NBA draft sphere. And look, the Bruins are obviously a better team. No doubt. But would it surprise you to know that the Trojans actually have better NBA prospects right now? Not amazeballs lottery pick level prospects, mind you. Neither Wesley Yates or Desmond Clark are likely to get drafted. Now, Yates is a sophomore. He looks like late second round. But in the random top 100 prospects board, I've only seen one UCLA player to get any respect, and that's Eric Daly Jr. If the draft closely follows the big board, he doesn't get taken. So from this, if this is even a remotely accurate barometer of talent, you could take two things. One, for any Bruins players on this team to turn pro, the team needs to make a serious tournament run in order to impress people. And then the other thing is for USC. This indicates Yates might want to find out where he stands in NBA circles. He might be one of those guys who declares and pulls out at the last minute. Now, he keeps praising Coach Eric Musselman to everybody around. That doesn't mean he's staying for his junior year. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about the legions of Dodger haters and how they still can't cope with LA getting a ring. And for that matter, isn't it time to turn the page on Anthony Davis and the Luka Doncic trade? If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortez Queso production. Take care.